To what extent do you think Jitin's entry into the BJP improves their chances ahead of the UP elections? Does it at all in your view?
The optics of someone who's close to Rahul Gandhi, who was once a union minister, leaving the Congress and joining the BJP ahead of the Uttar Pradesh elections. I think it is the optics, the messaging that comes out that's important. The fact that he's a Brahmin is to his advantage, because that is one of the core constituencies that the BJP has, in a sense, cultivated over the years in a way, and therefore the BJP would like to retain its hold. But I don't think they needed Jitin Prasad necessarily for that. Remember, he's someone who's lost 3 consecutive elections, lost his deposit.
It's all about personal aspirations, and nobody can do anything about that. Mr. Jitin Prasad, he was given that he was the in charge of West Bengal, and he was the member of CWC, which is the apex body of the party. He was minister for 10 years. He was given ticket, and as Rajdeep rightly told, he came third in 2019. So when party is, it is fighting a strong battle, and he, in his comment, he says that he is not able to serve, he was not allowed to serve. Who stopped him?
In Congress, the first family dominates everything, irrespective whether you have the potential, no potential, but you have to be given the responsibility because you are son of the party leader. So that is something which bothers most of the young and youth icon of Congress party, and currently they are in the party. But let me tell you, he is not the only one. There are many more.
It's a clash of egos. Remember, all these people who are leaving Congress and those who are running the Congress, they are second generation, third generation dynast. They don't come from organization. They have not done, much in public life. They came in politics just because their parents were in politics. They do not know the art of, negotiation, sacrifice, patience, all kind of things that can go on.
I was a little taken aback by how dispirited and demotivated he was. It was so visible, the manifestation of his own disenchantment with the Congress. It got me a little worried. Not because, we did disastrously in West Bengal and he was, spearheading the entire campaign, so maybe he took it a little badly. But I kept telling him that, let's try and see how we can re-energize the party and, hobnob with other people who care in the same way. But he told me, Sanjay, I'm not in that. You guys fix the problem. I don't think I can contribute at this point.
Why is it that so many people are struggling with their medical insurance claims? You all make all these big advertisements, and then when people get hit by COVID, they struggle for their medical insurance claim. Where is the problem?
Insurance is a contract and it depends upon documentation. Unfortunately, people are not guided properly on the kind of documents that are needed to be submitted so that the claims are honored. And the guidance level, of course, is happening both at the intermediary level or it is happening at the hospital level also, where, the basic documents, if there is awareness which is there, the insurance regulator has given several directives which say that COVID cases have to be given. So we have to have proper documentation is the key.
Documents तो सर बात की बात है, जब किसी हॉस्पिटल के साथ में पैनल में अगर इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है और वो इस पेंडेमिक में उस हॉस्पिटल को हटा देती है और हम ये सोच के जाते हैं कि ये हमें कैशलेस हो जाएगा और कैशलेस नहीं होता है वहाँ पर।
सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत क्या हो रही है आपको?
सबसे बड़ी सर यही दिक्कत है कि हमने तो ये सोचा था इस हॉस्पिटल से स्टार का जो है कोलैबोरेशन है और हम यहाँ जा रहे हैं तो कैशलेस हो जाएगा। वहाँ जाकर के पता लगा कि नहीं, अभी पिछले महीने से ही कैशलेस खत्म हो गया है।
It is happening only because of the slackness of the regulator. You see, the insurance regulatory authority is not doing enough to protect the interest of the consumers. They are only busy making policies which are in favor of the service providers, that is the insurance companies. So unfortunately, the regulator doesn't come heavily when any breach of contract is done. The solution will never come till we do not make the regulator understand that they have to start fining the insurance company for breaching the contract. If supposing you have promised cashless and I go to the hospital and I find their deal listed and they have not informed me on time that they are delisted, then a heavy penalty should be imposed on the insurance company.
What does Dr. Peter Daszak's 2016 statement indicate?
Peter Daszak's talking not only in 2016 but also in many occasions already shows that he and other scientists actually know that gain of function experiment happened in China. It's an open secret. and that includes they are using different type of new virus come from the animals, including the bad coronavirus. And Peter Daszak keep sending money to China is because he can get a benefit from China by doing this. For example, China helped him to get promoted in the National of Academic of Science. These are already verified in his email. So based on all this, I can tell you still, Daszak, Fauci, or many scientists, they realize this virus is from the lab. It's after gain of function experiment, but they deny for China.
We don't know, we may not know for sure what went on there. But there is definitely a grounds for suspicion. In terms of U.S. funding, it was very indirect funding. It wasn't meant to fund this type of research that could increase the capabilities of the virus. So on that count, I wouldn't hold Dr. Fauci or his institute responsible. I think the other individuals you've identified, including the person who spearheaded this effort to totally deny that there might be Chinese lab involvement, your criticisms are more on the mark in that regard.
Whatever report that they have come up with, I think it very significantly reduces its credibility and its reliability because, you know, as has been just mentioned by Professor Li Mengyan, and I think this knowledge is quite available quite openly, that, you know, he was under obligation, he had received favors from China. So the manner in which he has conducted himself, that is definitely not above board, it's definitely not above suspicion. And the sort of messages, you know, the emails that have come out where he has very gratuitously, he has thanked Dr. Fauci for saying that, you know, its origin from a laboratory is not very likely, and, you know, thanking him for it. So it does appear that he had a personal involvement, personal reason for, you know, doing all this.